Welcome to CTS2394, and this is the LAN class, Local Area Networks. Now, this is Blackboard, and this is your dashboard, and you can see what's coming up, what's due, when dates are scheduled within Blackboard. You may not have everything scheduled within Blackboard. The dates may be scheduled in MindTap. Sad to say, it's far easier for me to schedule things in MindTap than it is here in Blackboard. Any messages that I've sent out or announcements, you may see here. Tasks that you got going on and what's new. So over here on the left, you see your dashboard link, syllabus. That'll take you to my homepage and the syllabus for every class that I'm teaching. Course content is where we're going to head first, but course mail will allow you to interact not only with me, but with other students using the internal course mail system. You check your grades, check any of the discussion boards, and there's some online tutoring here. So let's go look at course content. And in course content, we're going to start out with the course learning outcomes. These are clear. This is what we are covering at a minimum for this course. Okay. Now, we're not doing Windows Server 2003. We're doing Windows Server 2016. I still have to have this worded the way that it is because it's an administrative thing until it's formally modified. So we'll be taking care of that in the next couple of months. But for now, it is what it is. Just look at it as different flavors of Windows Server. All right. So this is what we're doing. These are our outcomes. And these outcomes are tied to specific measures or tasks that you'll do over the course of the term. We've got general discussions, our virtual office here that you'll interact with, and focus more on course mail by contacting me than here. But you can have general discussions with other students about things that are not specific to a graded discussion. So we've got some resources available to you here. Before you start, you'll click on this video, go read this step by step, read what's there. The objectives for the exam. Now this course is associated with a Microsoft Windows Server certification test. You're not taking the certification test in the course, but the course prepares you for it. Here's a welcome to the course, and here's a getting started with MindTap. It's very important to be familiar with MindTap, the ins and outs of it. Okay, come down, here's technical support if you run into problems in MindTap or with your product. And if we scroll all the way down, ELO 1000, a must-see and do for this course. Please, before you do anything else, go through this document, register for ELO 1000, and become familiar with this interface, how to post the discussions, if discussions are required in the course, and depending on if this is hybrid or online, there are discussions required. If it's face-to-face, we do those discussions in the classroom. How I'm being evaluated, and there I explain what's what when it comes to what my expectations are. How do I grade things? What am I looking for? All right, so read through that. All very important information. We back up and we come down. The next thing is here's the lessons, and they're all laid out, lesson 1 through 12, and then there's final exam at the end. In lesson 1, if we click on it, there are two areas. The first is the content, and the second is the graded items. These things in content prepare you for the graded items. So this is where you're expected to perform and you're evaluated. This is where you exercise and get ready, get prepared for those graded items. So when we look in content, it's a preview. There are objectives for this chapter. There are the chapter itself, a PowerPoint, some flashcards, and then there's a crossword puzzle to get you familiar with the terminology. Now, if we come back, go back in lesson 2, let's look in the graded items. The graded items for lesson 2. Now, you can tell this is a hybrid or an online course that I'm pointing to, and it says Unit 2 discussion. If it was a face-to-face, we wouldn't see that. And discussions traditionally 100-word minimum for your main post and at least 25 to 50 words for your responses to other students. We've got a MindTap virtual lab that you would do, thinking critically, where you have to apply what you've done, and then you've got a test. And all it is just a matter of clicking on it. It opens up. I haven't aligned this one yet, but it would take you to it, and then you would start the task. That'll get you where you need to be for each of the items. So you'll see that same layout for each one of them. Now there's a pre-course assessment. First thing you need to do, it's not graded. Even though MindTap says it is graded, it's not graded. You're not being held accountable for it. But it has to measure how well you did so that I can compare before and after to see what improvements were made, where we were effective, and where we need to improve. So you have to take this at the start. So there's a couple of things I need you to do straight away at the start of the course. ELO 1000. Register MindTap. You can click on any of the links and content and register MindTap, as well as take the pre-course assessment. Okay. We need those things early on. If it's a hybrid or an online course, I also need you to go do the introductions and go tell the rest of the group about yourself. Right. Ask questions early and often. Best way to get a hold of me is over here on the left in course mail. Right. And I'll see you in the rest of the class.